Your rebrand deck probably has a slide for the new logo, a slide for the new color palette, a slide for typography for the new website for brand guidelines. Is there a slide for what happens to your sound? For most companies rebranding right now, the honest answer is no. Here is what a typical rebrand checklist looks like. New logo, new color system, new typography, updated website, refreshed brand guidelines, maybe a new tagline. Every item on that list is visual. Meanwhile, whatever sound the brand had before, if it had one at all, just quietly carries forward into the new identity, completely unexamined. They usually plays out one of two ways. Either the old audio logo keeps running exactly as it was, now attached to a visual identity it was never designed to match, or it gets dropped entirely during the transition and nobody replaces it, so the brand goes from having something recognizable to having nothing at all. Neither outcome is a decision, both are just what happens when nobody puts sound on the checklist in the first place. Ask them running your rebrand which outcome you're heading toward, and you'll usually get a pause, not an answer. That pause is the tell. Nobody assigned this to anyone, so nobody has actually chosen. Here is why that gap costs more during a rebrand than at almost any other time. A rebrand is one of the rare moments your audience is actually paying close attention to what's changing about you. They notice a new logo, they notice a new color, their attention is valuable, and it is temporary. If the sound does not change alongside everything else, it sends a mixed signal at exactly the moment you need the clearest one. The visual says, "We evolved," an old mismatched sound or no sound at all quietly says, "Actually, maybe not." Mergers make this even more complicated. Now you are not just updating one sonic identity, you are reconciling two, each with its own history, its own emotional association. Getting that transition right takes deliberately work. Ignoring it just means one identity fades out randomly while the other survives by default, with nobody at the company having actually chosen that outcome. Picture two companies merging, each one with years of customer who half recognize their old notification sound or their old intro music. Neither legacy sound automatically deserves to win, rather than whichever system happens to still be running on launch day. The fix here is less about complexity and more about timing. Sonic identity needs to sit in the rebrand conversation from the strategic phase, next to the logo and the color palette, not added on after everything visual has already shipped. At Dimulti Music, when we work with brand going through a rebrand or merger, we treat the new sonic identity as part of the same launch, built to match the emotional direction of the new visual identity, not separate project that trails behind it by 6 months. The timing details matters more than it sounds. A sonic identity designed after the visual system already shipped tends to feel bolt on, chasing a direction that was locked months earlier. Designed alongside it, the two reinforce each other from day one instead of one catching up to the other. If you want a broader case for why sonic strategic matters as an ongoing partnership, not just a one-time deliverable, we made that argument in another video, worth watching alongside this one. So here is a simple gap check. Pull up your current rebrand plan or your major integration plan. Look for the line item on sound. If it isn't there, there is not a small oversight. It means half of your brand's recognition the half your audience hears instead of sees, is about to launch by accident instead of by design. A rebrand only comes around once every several years. It is the best possible moment to fix sound at the same time as everything else, instead of circling back to it later as its own separate, more expensive project. Let's make sure your new sound launch with everything else, not months after everyone's already stopped paying attention.